I'm Michael Sidebottom, and this is DTAP, Drug Treatment Alternative to Prison. Drugs are the long dark journey leading to addiction, prison, and death. The lonely road with many names, heroin, pills, crack, and meth. It's a journey which cannot be traveled without destruction of the heart. Each step taken while on this path is one step closer to being torn apart. Treatment is the outstretched hand of hope, the gift of guidance and direction, showing the way to be free from despair, to be free from the chains of addiction. It's the outstretched hand of compassion, offering strength for the journey ahead, and tools to rebuild the lives that were lost by traveling the road of the dead. Alternative is a second chance opportunity, the higher power hand of intervention, showing mistakes that were made can be learned from, as such learning can lead to redemption. It's the second chance life-saving option, granting a choice that was not there before, a choice to rise to the challenge and be capable of so much more. Prison is a destination prevented, the chains of incarceration shed, with the path to addiction abandoned and the road to recovery taken instead. It's the destination avoided, the end of freedom restrained, by accepting the alternative offered and setting free the possibilities contained. Now, almost 3 years ago, I was heading down a road which was leading to a prison cell, the continued life of addiction, and eventually death. Now, going to prison wouldn't have solved any of my problems. It would have just perpetuated the problem and made it worse, because I would have spent my time there being angry and resentful. And upon getting out, I would have taken that anger and resentment and used it as justification to continue getting high. So I'd be right back where I started. The only thing that prison would have accomplished would be to punish me for having a problem without ever once taking the steps to help solve that problem. But thankfully in life, things don't always turn out the way we expect them to. And instead of being given a prison sentence, I was given the chance to join the DTAP program, which stands for Drug Treatment Alternative to Prison. And what this program does, it takes people like me and gives us the chance to stay out of prison, but it also gives us the tools and resources we need to help fix our lives. Now, this is a really great program. The problem was for me was that, like most addicts, like most people when we first joined this program, I did it for one reason and one reason only. I didn't want to go to prison. Because to be honest, I wanted nothing to do with what else was being offered to me. I didn't want to get clean. I didn't want to find recovery. I wanted to keep using my drugs and getting high. But given the choice of getting clean or going to prison, yeah, it's an obvious choice. Get clean. But being the addict that I was, rather than be grateful for this chance, I was still a little angry and resentful. I was angry at the legal system for forcing me to make this choice in the first place. I was angry at them for having the audacity to think they had the right to control my lives and tell me what to do. I mean, seriously, who the hell they think they are? Why couldn't they have just left me alone, let me go back to using and letting me live my fucked up, miserable life, right? Well, needless to say, the first few months in the program and in recovery and in rehab were kind of hard for me, because this negative attitude of anger, resentment, and resistance was preventing me from getting the help I needed. It was stopping me from seeing the truth that was right in front of my eyes. Well, thankfully, with the help of a friend, I was able to get past this. I was able to find my solution. I found acceptance. I finally accepted responsibility for my life. I stopped denying the fact that I was an addict and I needed help. And I finally surrendered this negative attitude of anger and denial in favor of one of gratitude, honesty, and open-mindedness. And when I did that, my life changed dramatically. Because when I started working with the program is when it started to work for me. I actually got the help I needed in the form of rehab, counseling, and guidance. And I got the assistance I needed in the form of housing and education, clothes, food, and other things that were offered to me. Like I said, this is a really good program. Because it's one thing to take someone like me out of the prison system, give them probation, tell them to get clean and stay clean or else. But it's another thing entirely to take someone like me out of the prison system, tell them to get clean, stay clean or else. But here's how we're going to help you accomplish that goal. Because that's what DTAP does. It helps us to accomplish the goal. Because DTAP has the ability to look past the addict, criminal, in need of being punished, and instead see the flawed human in need of being helped. And that's what it does. It actually sees the possibilities in us that we don't see in ourselves. And for that, I will be eternally grateful. Thank you, DTAP, for judging me not as the man I was, but as the man I could be. Thank you. Check out my amazing story of recovery from addiction at michaelsidebottom.author.com or Facebook On the Road. It's a great story. Trust me.